Well, we've been working on this drawing trying to see if we can get a version that is much more stable, and I think we've found the answer. If we zoom a window on these, I've turned the background to black. Let's just zoom in here, and I'll have to do it 2 or 3 times, and you may be able to see now as we zoom in that there's some text, that there are actually 2 pieces of text here, but it's not standard GCAD Plus text. These are attributes that have come in from our user here, taking stuff from the internet, and once these attributes here are removed, I'm relatively confident that when we run that tool that checks the drawing for AutoCAD compatibility, I think we'll get a good answer and produce a design file or drawing file which is much more stable and can be worked with. Well, I've removed those attributes, and GCAD Plus, by the way, can work with attributes, but you have to define the attributes in the GCAD Plus environment. It's bringing the attribute from something that you find on the internet. It's probably hidden as you use a symbol on the internet, and in comes the problem. But I digress. If I now go to Tools and AutoCAD and just check, we're not saving an AutoCAD file, we're just checking as to whether this drawing file, and if we use DXF out, which is our own tool, we can save a DXF file out from here and move it in one of the AutoCAD converters if we need it, but we want that process to be clean and to give us a stable drawing. So I think this drawing now is stable, although far too big, and the reason that it's far too large is that there's been all sorts of things have happened, that the symbols, I think, have been made far too complex. But if we take the example of this seating here, and we pick what I would have thought was a single element, just one hatching, turns out that the hatching must have been exploded a couple of times in that middle zone, because elements such as this one, and I think that one there, have a huge number of individual entities in them. It's just a mass of data points, hundreds and hundreds, just on that one curving segment. So right through this drawing there are problems with blocks. If I pick any block here, in order to find the base point, I have to move out. Here's the base point way over there, so this block here has its base point set way across. So there's a lot of work needs to be done on it. If I zoom in this area here, all the way along here are thousands and thousands of individual entities, and they need to be removed and the hatching done in a different way. The take-home lesson here is don't explode hatching, because it just complicates things enormously, and if you are going to make symbols, make them much simpler. This is, in a sense, these symbols are far too dense, but I digress. Hopefully one could now work with this drawing and it would be stable, but I would recommend lifting the base plan information, put it in a new drawing, and then concentrate on making symbols in the